For the second half of my birthday celebration, today we went to the home of Fabrice and Beatrice for a family get-together, shall we say. It was really kind of interesting. They were all very, very, very welcoming and really nice, but only a few of them really spoke English at all, and so a lot of the time I just kind of sat there and tried to piece together what they were talking about, or just watch the kids play, because they were really entertaining. Children are children no matter what culture. So that's one of my favorite things that I've noticed so far about culture in general. But I didn't really film them because I didn't feel like most of them understood completely what I was doing with these videos. Beatrice has watched a few of them, so if you're watching, hello. Maybe some other time I'll introduce you to them when we go to Lance. But it was very, very nice dinner though, which I did film and take pictures of. And then for most of the afternoon, I just had really slow-going conversations with Fabrice. He spoke the best English out of all of them, but even then we had to kind of open the dictionary up every once in a while. Fabrice was also just very curious about things, I guess. We would just talk about, mostly what we talked about was cultural differences and political differences and the like, and so it made for good conversation, to be honest. That brings me to a topic that I've been meaning to talk about for a few days now, but it just never felt like the right time. When I first got here, I was suffering from some serious homesickness like I've never felt before, and I still am to a certain degree, but I think I'm getting more accustomed to everything. The biggest thing is not being able to talk to a fluent English speaker. When Florian was here the first day and I talked to him, I was really excited because I thought, oh, this will be a breeze. His English was perfect, and having a conversation with him felt like having a conversation with anyone else my age. But now that he's gone, I'm starting to realize how big of a language barrier there is between me and Guy, and it made me, I felt kind of bad about it because it made me frustrated for a long time, and I would get kind of annoyed, and then I would have to be like, okay, but think about it from his perspective. This isn't easy for anyone, and making it through it is part of the journey. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm looking on the bright side of things, and I'm trying to soak up as much of the experience as possible, because I know that I'm going to be home before I know it. So I don't want to have wasted my time in France wishing that I was home. However, I am getting very excited for London. I've decided I'm going to spend about 4 days there. It's really probably all I can afford. But, yeah. It's going to be really awesome to be literate again. I honestly cannot wait. It's going to be so fun. And to also be, not that I don't appreciate everything Guy's doing for me, but it's also going to be nice to be independent for a while, because I've gotten so used to doing everything for myself that now I'm just like, well, living with my parents again. It is getting easier though. We're kind of falling into a routine, and I'm learning how to communicate better. Instead of just saying never mind when something I'm trying to say isn't understood, I actually just think of a better way to phrase it or slow down more, and we get along fine. One major perk of being in Europe right now is watching the World Cup, except that they're on really late here, and I've fallen asleep. I haven't made it through a single match. I've fallen asleep during all of them. They're on way too late. I'm turning into an old woman. But it's weird because I really enjoy watching soccer, but I've been finding myself kind of analyzing the differences from a video production standpoint. I've been sort of analyzing the differences between French and American broadcasting styles. So, it makes me feel a bit like a nerd, but it's also really interesting. There's a certain aspect of the way that the French do it that I'm just, there are shots sometimes that I'm just like, really? That shot? Oh, the lighting is terrible, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Or it was irrelevant, and I'm like, But then sometimes they have these little hidden gems. Like there was a shot today during the match that was like a rack focus from the shot to one of the coaches' faces. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that on American television, sports broadcasting. I'm sure it's happened, but I was just like, oh, I've never seen that, and I thought it was really cool.